different being. Q Parker is definitely part of the family. I mean, he was here on the show. I don't know how long ago he was here on the show, but it's probably been too damn long because finally his new album is here and he is finally back. Q Parker is in the building.
What's going on, fam?
Q, first of all, shout out to you.
Appreciate it, man. I think it's about a year. It's about a year ago. Last time I was on with you.
You sure? It feels a lot longer, Q.
It's probably maybe like a year and a half because that's when I first decided to do the solo album, and it was like in the beginning of the process. So
Okay.
yeah, about a year and a half.
And now finally the manual is here,
Yes,
available on
yes,
iTunes and everywhere else.
yes.
Because when we spoke about the manual, you really described what that was. What was the evolution though? Because when we spoke, it was the beginning of the process. What did you go through all through the last year and a half developing the album to where you are right now?
Um, just going. It's a lot of growth, man. I'll just be real with you, man. A lot of growth because you know how it is when you decide to do something and you really don't know how it's going to turn out until you actually get into it and you have to start to navigate your way through.
Yeah.
And along that journey, there are tests and trials that just builds your character and just builds your strength so that when you achieve the goal, you're just so much stronger than you were when you first started. And, along this process, I've learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot more about individuals that are in this business.
Mm-hmm.
One of the hardest lessons I had to learn throughout this process was the people that you knew without a shadow of doubt you could count on
Mm-hmm.
when it was time for you to make certain phone calls or need maybe like a little push or an inside. A lot of times they let you down, man. And
Right.
I'm such a type of person, man. That I'm always giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And I could say that there was a few letdowns, a few no return phone calls, a few doors closed in my face. But at the end of the day, I can look back on it and I can still be happy about it because in spite of all of that, I still reached the finish line. And even though I reached the finish line of delivering the album, now the work is really beginning. But like I said, I just learned a lot about myself. I pushed myself in ways that I never had to push myself vocally, lyrically, um, and just being a part of the business side, hands on. The way I did my deal, I'm a partner. So it's
Mm-hmm.
my company, New Fam Entertainment, and Malaco Records that did the joint venture. And I'm a part of every marketing meeting. I'm a part of every strategy in terms of the promotions and the choosing of the singles and how we're going to go on and promote the record. So that in itself was a growing process, and I'm elated, man, that it finally got here. Like you know it from a year and a half ago, how the conversation was, and to now be sitting here talking to you, and we're 3 weeks away from it's been 3 weeks since the album is released, man. It's a major accomplishment for me.
Most definitely. And guys, you just tuned in. It's Q Parker of 112, not formerly of 112, still part of 112. And
Yes,
the last time you were here, we were talking about 112 reuniting. And recently, you guys reunited for a tour, right?
yes, and I mean we're still currently doing the. It's not like an official tour,
Mm-hmm.
but we came together and really gave the fans what they had been asking for. Like during our hiatus period, every people, the fans have been hitting us all individually. Like, listen, are we gonna see you guys back together? When can we get an album? So we decided, like, you know what? Let's not let the fans who have really supported us for almost 20 years, let's not let them down. So we just decided to just come together, and in June we started and we reunited, and we've been rocking ever since then. Shows been sold out. The response has been great.
Wow.
It's perfect platform because even on the 112 stage, for me, I can perform my single. So it's just been great, man.
Q, now that you guys are grown. I mean, you started so young together, and I'm sure you guys had your ups and your downs and whatever it may be,
Hmm.
and you parted ways, and now you're back together. Um, how is this tour different? Like, what's the energy like now, or is it different at all?
I think that the energy is different because, again, this has been 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot can happen in 6 years. Individuals mature, individuals become set in their ways because for the last 6 years they've been doing it, their way.
Mm-hmm.
So to come back together, I'm telling you when the magic really happens, when you first come back together and it's kind of like, okay, I know we've been keeping in touch with each other, but we hadn't really physically seen and just hung out with each other in a while. So you come back with your guard kind of up, like, I don't know about this. But I tell you, man, as soon as the music came on, man, and Slim started singing this part, and I came in, and Duran and Mike, man, it was just like riding a bicycle, man. Everybody just assumed the position, and this great machine known as 112 was rebooted.
112 is known for the hits and things of that nature, but individually, we're just recently getting to start to know each of you guys individually. But you know these guys better than anyone else. You guys grew up together.
Right.
Like who's the stubborn one of the group?
Wow, the stubborn one of the group, I would say, is Duran. Once Duran gets his mind set on something, that's just it. That's it. No talking them down. That's just it.
Who's the comedian?
Oh, hands down, Michael Keith.
Really?
Michael Keith always gets the party started. He is the party, and he's the after party. Yeah, Mike is the jokester. He always joking in the van, on the plane. Yeah, Mike is the comedian. Yes, hands down.
Who's like the father figure of the group?
I probably would say I am, and not necessarily the father figure, but I'm kind of like the caretaker. Like, I'm the guy that's gonna make sure everybody is on point, make sure everybody has what they need to have, and if they don't have it, I have an extra one. Mm-hmm. Making sure relationships are intact. Mm-hmm. Speaking for the group, making sure everything dots are dotted, I's are dotted, and T's are crossed. So yeah, I would probably say I'm more so the caretaker of the group.
Who's okay? Now this is gonna be a no one's trying to start any trouble. Who's the better singer?
Who's the better singer? And you know what? Normally I wouldn't answer that question, but I'm gonna answer it anyway, just for good interview.
Yes.
Who's the better singer? I put it to you this way, because everybody knows, if they are a fan of 112, they know that we all hold our own, hands down. Mm-hmm. I think when you talk about who's better at, it's probably not from the standpoint of who's a better singer, mm-hmm. but we understand that certain guys do certain things better than the other. Mm. And that's what made 112 and makes 112 the machine that it is, because everybody understood and understands their role, and you perfected your role. So whenever your number was called, it was nothing for you to do it. So Mike definitely he's the most soulful out of all of us. Okay. I would say Duran is probably Duran is just he's ingenious. Musically, he's just a genius, man. Like, wow. Talented out the behind, man. Just talent oozing everywhere. Slim and I bring in the sensuality, the sexiness, the smoothness in 112. So it just depends on what mood you're in. If you're in a certain mood, then we all say, hey, Mike, there you go. If we're in another mood, hey, Q, it's your turn. Go ahead, man. Knock yourself out. Slim, go ahead. Duran, go ahead. So, yeah, I think we all contribute equally, and we all just know when it's your turn. So at that time, when it's your turn, you're the best at that.
Mm-hmm. Q Parker. Okay, I really do like that answer. That was a very diplomatic response, but very truthful. Yeah. I can appreciate that. Who's because I know you guys are, last time you were on the show, we talked about the songwriting that you guys have done. Uh-huh. Who's the better songwriter?
Who's the better songwriter? Man, you're killing me, man.
I mean, we talked about everything else. We got to talk about some other stuff.
Nah, you're real. Nah, that's real. But I I would probably have to tackle that one the same way, man, because see, 112 is different than I think any other group in the history of the music industry, where all four members can sing lead and hold their own,
Mm-hmm.
where all four members can pick up that pen and is a monster with the pen.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's kind of hard, but if I just had to say somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably myself or Duran, but only because of writing credits. He and I have a little bit more writing credit than Mike and Slam does.
I'm about to
But I
say,
mean that right
because I
there
know your
isn't that
writing
isn't
credits.
that isn't to say that we're better at it. But if I had to just take an angle to give you an answer, I'd say Duran and myself, just because we have a little bit more writing credits.
Okay. And because we know you are a songwriter, you've written for a few other, really talented names like Keisha Cole and a bunch of other
Mm-hmm.
people. Any upcoming
Yep.
projects as a songwriter? Because we know you have the new album, The Manual, guys, is available right now on iTunes. But
Yes.
any songwriting projects coming up?
Well, currently I have a record on Tyrese's album,
Okay.
Open Invitation. It's called One Night. Um, I'm now in the studio doing some work with Kiki Wyatt and her new album
Oh
coming
my
out.
gosh, she's a beast.
Faith Evans, she has a new solo album that she's about to start working on.
Yeah.
And then I have some unsigned, some artists that are signed to me that I'm doing some work for. But I mean, I'm always writing. I'm always trying to just pin that one record that's going to identify with the particular artist. Tamar is a good friend of mine. She's in the studio recording, so I'm putting some stuff together for her as well. And come top of next year, it's going to be Q Parker #2.
Yeah, a Q Parker #2.
Yeah.
You gonna have another album come out?
I'm starting around Valentine's Day. I'll officially start recording the second album.
Wow. So you're just gonna be spitting albums out.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. But speaking of Q Parker, let's talk about number
Uh-huh.
one. First of all, the manual that was pretty much like 2 years in the making. It's finally now
Yes.
available on iTunes. And you spoke about Faith Evans. Faith Evans is on the album, right?
Yes. Faith Evans is on the record. Is called Two of Us, and I tell people this all the time. It's important to make sure that you develop, maintain, and nurture your relationships, because in a day and age where budgets aren't what they used to be, and companies aren't really just opening the checkbooks like they once did, you have to use a little bit of your checkbook, but it's a lot about the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nothing for me to pick up the phone and call Faith, pick up the phone and call Styles P,
Mm-hmm.
pick up the phone and call Cristal. And from a producer standpoint, Chuck Harmony, Warren Campbell, Kendrick Dean, the Corner Boys.
Wow.
It was nothing for me to pick up the phone and say, hey, man, got a little bit of money, man, but, hey, you my homie, man. I need you on this album. I need you on this project. No problem, Q. So, I'm proud to say that through my relationships, through my partnership with Malico Records, my manager, Amber, and Alpha Talent, the album is, it's in Walmart, it's in Best Buy, it's in the FYE stores, it's on Amazon and iTunes. And I mean, that in itself is a major accomplishment for me. I spoke on it earlier, coming from a group whereas nobody was pitted in front of the next man. 112 has always just been the epitome of a group. We were never a group that was like, somebody was pushed in the forefront, obviously. And to now step outside to do a solo album and to accomplish the goal is just incredible. And I'm enjoying every single aspect of it. I'm enjoying every single moment of it, man. I love going on the road. I'm like President Obama campaigning. I'm kissing babies, shaking hands, signing autographs, and I mean, I'm staying there till the last person leaves. Just really enjoying it.
If you guys just tuned in, I'm here with Q Parker of 112, now with a new solo album called The Manual that's available on iTunes and everywhere else, so digitally. And he's back here. Q, we got to talk about fitness because every time you come on, everybody talks about the calendar and things like that.
Yeah,
Are you still very involved in getting your fitness on and spreading the word about fitness?
it's a part of my life, man. I make sure every day that's the first thing on my schedule. Well, not the first thing. I thank Lord for waking me up, and
Mm-hmm.
then my next move is preparing myself to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we are now promoting the 2013 fitness calendar. We already have it available. And man, like I said earlier, it's important to me, so I want to make it important for anybody that I can talk to, anybody that I can touch, because as a nation, man, we have one of the highest obesity rates, and even in my state, Georgia, we have one of the highest of amongst the 50 states amongst the country. So if I have the microphone and I can pretty much speak and say whatever I want to say, and people adhere to it, and people listen or are influenced by that,
Mm-hmm.
then man, I want to give some positivity out there. So my thing is, if I can motivate somebody to get up and go to the gym and just do something to be active
Mm-hmm.
and be mindful of what you're eating from a nutritional standpoint, then I've done my job, man. I cater to the ladies. So, I want to definitely give them some good eye candy, but it's also some great nutritional facts in there and some easy to follow tips on certain movements you can do at home.
Give us some tips, Q. We like a little free stuff. Come on, give us some free tips so we can entice people to get the calendar.
Just like I said, some good eye candy in there. I wanted to make sure it was an enjoyable viewing, but also, just try to spread the word. I didn't need people to just become active. Get up and do something, even if it's walking in your neighborhood, walking up and down your stairs,
Mm-hmm.
getting your DVDs and just working out while you're cooking. And I really target my ladies, man, because man, I'll be the first one to say, we need y'all. We need our ladies, man. We need y'all. We need y'all to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We need y'all to be strong. We need y'all to be beautiful and confident. And, a lot of those things come from being healthy and being active and being conscious and aware of what we're doing from a dietary standpoint. And, just make it a part of your life. Just make it a way of life. Make it a part of your everyday life, because again, I'm gonna reiterate this: we need y'all. I need you.
We believe you, Q.
Right. You see how passionate
You're
I
passionate
sound,
about
man?
it.
Because that's real, man.
Real passionate about it. You guys just tuned in at CKIF, and I'm live with Q Parker. Q, anytime we have singers come here on the show, we ask them to sing a little something, and you are no different. We're gonna
Uh
play
huh.
your new single, Yes, in just a few seconds, but we need for
Okay.
you to sing something for us because people need to know that you're the real deal. Because you said you brought your own little flavor to 112, so we want to see it. And what can we expect from the new album?
All right. Well, since you're gonna play yes, I'll do something else on the album.
Okay.
This joint is called "Hold Me." It's been such a long day. It's been hectic. Oh yeah. And it seemed like everything wasn't going my way. Oh no, no. But the thing that actually kept me going was knowing that at the end of the day, all that doesn't matter, 'cause I have you here to hold me. Ooh, hold me. Oh, just what I'm feeling right now. Girl, I really need you right now to hold me, hold me. Nothing more, nothing less. All I want you to do is hold me.
Yes, Q Parker here on TKIF. Thank Campus Friday. R&B music must.
R&B music must R&B music must get back to where it should be. And the way that's going to happen is we have to take a page out of the hip hop genre's playbook. And what I mean by that is they stick together. You may see one song where Wayne, Tip, Jeezy, Yeezy, Jay-Z, all of them on one record, Ross, all of them on one record. Or if they do one to have a mixtape, all of them on the same mixtape. R&B artists, we kind of selfish. We want to shine all on our own, and we don't do a good job of supporting each other. So I think in order for it to get back to where it should be, we gotta get to the point where we support each other, back each other up, do some collabos with each other, and support each other.
Most definitely. I want to thank
Mike, Slim, Duran, Puff, Bad Boy, Def Jam, my manager Amber, my family, my wife, my kids, because all of them have had a front row seat of the development of Q Parker. And had it not been for all of those individuals that I just mentioned, we probably wouldn't be on this phone right now. So, and the part B to that is all the fans out there that have, that loved 112 and supported 112 and gave us an outlet to be heard. To you and, other radio stations, whether it's internet radio, whether it's bloggers, whether it's just media in general, man. Just thank y'all, because you guys don't realize how important you are, especially in today's music industry, where it's other areas that you have to be mindful of in order to be successful. So I'm very humble, man. I'm very humbled by this experience that I'm going through. So I'm always willing to extend a thank you.
Most definitely. The person I most want to be proud of me is?
The person I most want to be proud of me, this is gonna sound funny, man, when I say this, but I want my guys to be proud of me, man. I want Slayer and Michael Duran to be proud of me.
Why is that?
Because when you're in a group, and I always say this, man, when you're in a group, you always want the acceptance from your brothers. And before I even let anybody hear this record, I played it for my guys.
Wow. And
once I got the approval from them, I kind of felt like, what, I'm upholding the brand 112, because no matter what any of us do individually, we're still connected to the brand, and the brand has been so good to us all for us to just do it wrong. So I wanted to make sure that I kept in tune with what the brand has become for almost 20 years. So yeah, I most want my guys to be proud of me, but and second to that is my son is my everything, man. So in his eyes, I want him to always say that his daddy is just the truth.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm ready to forgive.
I'm ready to forgive. I'm ready to forgive everybody that bashed my president. He's in his second term right now. So hey, come on, man, deal with it. He's there. He's fair. And he has a plan. Give him a chance. Stop hating.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I want my legacy to be.
I want my legacy to be solid. I want it to be solid, man. I want people to say that whether it was with my group 112 and as a solo artist, he stood for solid R&B music, and he stayed true and stayed down with R&B. A lot of times, because of the way the music industry has changed a little bit, a lot of people infuse other genres and other elements into the R&B to where some may say R&B ain't really R&B anymore. It has a little pop in it. It has too many elements of hip-hop in it. But if you put that manual in, you'll know that I'm fully committed to just being an R&B artist, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, I want to go down with the likes of Smokey Robinson and Stevie Wonder and Teddy Pendergrass, all of those legends. So I stayed down and stayed true to R&B, the R&B genre.
Most definitely. Q Parker. Here, the new album, The Manual, is now available, guys, everywhere. So make sure you go out and support R&B. We support it, and we will be playing the new song, yes, here on KEMPIRE Radio's TKI for the very first time. First of all, shout out to you, Q, and we appreciate you being here on the show. You definitely have to come back when the second album comes out earlier in the year.
Man, as long as you have me, man, I'm here.
Q Parker, guys, here's his new song, Yes.